called an Ori. So using this we talk about their orbits and why we don't see it. Okay, and so today's eclipse will travel to 400 years between the time you get eclipses. So there's a lot of ocean on the Earth that we just don't, it just doesn't go over land. Plus with the angle, it tends to move very quickly and pass in and out, so they don't get a lot of eclipses. And again, it's super special being near sunset, so being able to see a sun setting being eclipsed, it's going to be really awesome photos. Okay, and I've also heard of eclipse seasons. Can you talk a bit about that? Yeah, so an eclipse season, when an eclipse happens like this, that lineup means that you're going to see the solar 2 weeks later. So in about 2 weeks, we'll be able to enjoy the orientation where the Earth is actually casting the shadow on the moon and having a lunar eclipse. So that's the eclipse season. Oh, fantastic. And I know Europe is going to have another eclipse happening in 2027, which seems to be a lucky few years for that region. Yeah, definitely lucky. And it's going to be a wonderful eclipse and actually the longest eclipse of the century. So it's going to be 6 minutes and 28 seconds. So that's a very long one. Great for scientific investigation. Wow. And so eclipses can occur somewhere on Earth roughly every 18 months or so. Yes. So why is it that NASA continues to study solar eclipses? Because every eclipse is a little bit different. The sun changes as it rotates changes its 11-year cycle. The Earth and the area of the Earth that it covers is different. So we make sure that we study it each time. Like Dr. Kelly Corrick, who can answer any of your questions you have about solar eclipses, the science we're doing, and all the other activities you're hearing about today. You can ask your questions in the chat on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Instagram, or tag @NASA wherever you're watching. We also have questions we want to ask you today. So if you want to head over to NASA's Twitch or Instagram stories and take a look at the poll we've got for you, you can participate and answer those questions. And so before we go on, I just want to point out that you may have noticed a clock counting down in the upper left corner of today's show. We'll have over the course of the next hour that will let you know how closely in the telescope views we have in Iceland and Spain, respectively. Those are the two locations where we hope our telescope to capture the best views of the sun being totally eclipsed by the moon. We're tracking totality in Reykjavik, Iceland at 1:48 p.m. Eastern Time, or 5:48 p.m. local time, and that will last about a minute or so. And then we're going to set our sights to Leon, Spain, for totality there at 2:28 p.m. Eastern Time, or 8:28 p.m. local time. And the eclipse there will be about 2 minutes long. So there's a lot of science taking place during those fleeting moments of totality today in Iceland, and we have experiments on the ground and in the air. And looking at right now, there's a camera that will be capturing the view of the sun's corona when it's time for totality. When totality hits in Iceland, the planes are going to be chasing the moon's shadow for as long as they can. They're going to be studying the sun's corona where the skies will hopefully be clear up there. We're going to be talking to the science team eclipse experiments.
For most people, a total solar eclipse lasts